God, this room just looks like a nightmare. How did I ever do this? Cable management. Oh god, I wish my cable management looked like that. Maybe not. I don't know. If your cable management was just a series of individual cables in perfectly straight lines and then turning at certain points in a weird waste of wall space, it might look like art, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, in the time since I last played this game, I think I played the entirety of Resident Evil 2 from front to back. Well, one campaign. And now I'm back to this, so I'm totally in the puzzle headspace. And definitely not gonna have like a whiplash or anything. Because of backlogs and whatnot. Okay, this puzzle looks terrifying. Not because of the room, but because of... They gave me a lot of things. Okay. So the switches are gone, so I don't have to worry about solving multiple puzzles at once. Because I think the alternating beams just don't exist in this game. I think they were only in the first game. So only the manually changing ones exist in this game, and those ones are the ones I don't have right now. 7 linears, 1 split, 1 3-way split, and 4 prisms. Prisms are weird headspace to think in sometimes. But it depends on how they implement the particular puzzle, really. Okay... That's gonna come... Okay, I see what's happening here. This is gonna come up in a later puzzle. We're gonna shoot these up that wall and out of here into a future puzzle where they're gonna be used. Although, I think the previous puzzle... I don't know, I'll leave the possibility open that maybe there's a clever trick going on here, but I don't think there is. Because the previous time this happened in the first game, you could solve the puzzle one way, but then you had to change your solution to change the beam that was leaving the room in order to solve the other puzzle. But the only ways to leave the room with the beam I can see are these mirrors, and it says that has to be red, that has to be blue, and that has to be green. And you have to do all of them because they're all part of the diamonds that make up the solution of the basic level. So it's not so much that you have to solve this level in a specific way that's different from the most obvious way in order to use the beams in a future level. It's that just a future puzzle is going to happen to use beams coming from here, which isn't really functionally different from having them come out of that, except that it looks kind of neat, which is fine. In fact, if it'd be kind of cool if that was the theme for the entire game, actually. It would be kind of cool if just throughout the entire game, these beams always came from, like, one of the previous puzzles. Like, that'd be really visually cool looking to have that kind of continuity instead of these things being the source. Like, oh... Yeah, like, what if that was the thing? Like, that'd be a fun game theme. Is the idea of like, well, this one was about making these beams go to these locations in order to solve the puzzle, and then those like fly out a window, and then whatever colors you solved this puzzle with becomes the colors that you start this next puzzle with, and there'd be like a continuity all the way through. That's a fun idea. Not completely undoable either, because these puzzles have fixed solutions. The mechanics of how you get to the solution are variable, but what goes into where to make the solution happen is always the same things. That's the structure of it. So it's doable. It would just take a lot of annoying planning and stuff like that. But you don't have to worry about variable solutions because you already have a fixed beam thing being what the solutions are. That said, the way that the things collect beams are like in the middle of the puzzle, so it'd be weird. Still, this thing could show up more, but if it shows up like a little bit, then it's just kind of like a one-off. Almost like a callback to the time it happened in the previous game where it was more deliberately a puzzle. Okay, so we start off with blue and yellow. So we start off with blue and red-green. So I would want this blue beam to go here, there, and there, which is a lot of places. Goody. So first off, you can't go through, like, logically you want to go through all of these in a row, like via this spot with the blue, because they all need blue, but it goes into a wall. So we're going to want to split off of that point, most likely. Do I want to split there or there? Let's see. I don't need to split it that much, because this direction, a blue going here would go forward through there, and so it would solve both the white and the blue up there, which means that all of the blues are accounted for as long as this beam also exists, the one going across right now. So blue looks easy enough. Meanwhile, red and green are the base colors, yeah. So that's not a mixture, that's not a mixture. Always gotta recalibrate, because I'll always be overly used to the idea of yellow and blue making green, so thinking of green as a primary color messes with me. But that's because we got two different color wheels to think about. Yay. How do I want to split you? So this is red, so I can't shoot you through here to there, which might be convenient on some level, but it's not an option because red's here, and that'd make a bad. That'd make a bad. Ain't this gonna be interesting? Do you diagonally line up with, no you don't. Not really. Just kind of thinking where I want to send this. Because, yeah, red has to reach there at some point. Oh, red has to go through here to go up there. Which means you're a problem. Or this can fix it? Not really. This gets blue going where I want it to go, but it gets red going there. This is where I need to go. This is the way it has to point in order for red to go that way. So it's send green forward diagonally to the wall and red would go up the wall. So that would work for red, but now blue's pointing this way, which isn't great. It really doesn't help me in any way to go that way, especially since if I try to intersect it here... Nope, it's not in the way of green, because green would be over there. So it doesn't get in the way of that, but this is just a mess to have to deal with it coming from this side. But... maybe I should start by redirecting blue from there. It might be easier. Let that go out that way, for example, and try to redirect blue from elsewhere. How are you gonna get purple, though? I might need to redirect blue from this direction. Can't go there. Can go back there. Nothing lines up there. Nope. Just go crazy. Everyone gets blue. Yeah, how am I gonna now go back and make blue go everywhere I want it to go? That super doesn't line up. The only way to do that is to like go do something completely wasteful like that. Which I guess. But also I need everyone to go in there. I hope. This blue RGB all have to reach here, which means I need to have red going off, which I can do here pretty easily. And then from there, it's not so hard to make red make it to this purple. So the purple's solved. But this mess of blue can't be the solution, can it? Meanwhile, this seems like the easiest place to make this all go to here to make U solved, because they all intersect here, but that would just cut off a bunch of things I have in progress here. And I don't think I can reasonably redirect them to do what I want after that. Like, if I shot through here in the RGB, and then like you'd have to figure out how to get blue out of there to make the, how to get green out of there to make the purple happen. And also, in all this mess, I've cut off the only way to make green go up this wall in the first place. Oh boy. Okay. This is about as difficult as it was for me to play that mirror game, Archaica. Archaica? I don't know. I'm bad at mirror puzzles is the takeaway I'm getting. This feels good still. But how do I get the purple to happen? 'Cause if I go here, I cut you off. That's how. Because that has red redirecting with the blue we already have here. Although that blue's got to be wrong, because somehow the blue has to go through that whole row? I don't know. But this allows red to go to the purple while also letting the green go up the wall. So it's almost certainly the solution. Do I need to use another prism here? Does it work the same way? Yes. So red can still keep going this way while green redirects. Not great news. This gets green where I want it to go, but it also needs to go here. Oh, but not that way. Oh boy. Oh boy. Wait. No. Yes. No. Yes. Right. I don't need to bring out because yeah, green can go through the white. That's the goal actually. So that's fine. Simplified, fixed. Okay. So blue needs to somehow reach that and also everywhere else. Have green and red gone everywhere they need to go now? Red is reaching the red. Oh, it's not reaching that yet. Not sure what to do about that yet. Let's see. But green is going to the two places it has to go, I think. Yeah. So we still need this to be a thing. Blue has to go here. And also there somehow? Although the filter is already set up over there. Oh, wait. Would that actually solve my problem even more? Yeah, blue would go that way if it went through here. That's interesting. So how do I want to redirect blue in a way that doesn't mess with red? Three-way split, obviously. Ta-da! Causes a few problems. One being that it permanently... putting this here permanently destroys the source of... Where's that going? Around the back. I can't have it feeding back into itself because that makes it so there is no blue on the board, it just is purple, which makes it really hard to make this happen. But I do have one more prism technically, so I could redirect that into here, technically, something. Let's see. Anyway, right now blue's going around here. Blah. Hello, Hitch. Alright, so you're purple now. Ta-da! And now I just need to redirect you. Huh. Not the best angle. It's good that it's fulfilling this, but I think I can fix that in a different way. So maybe we'll go back to doing this crazy bow tie I had back here before. And three-way split it, perhaps? Did I just solve everything or nothing? You're good. That gets through there so that the blue beam goes unspoiled through the wall, getting both of these blues done. It reaches the purple over here, which wasn't really necessary, but why not? I could rotate it if that's useful. It is useful. Except for the part where it breaks everything. Yay. Meanwhile, it feels like it could almost be a solution to redirect this to be over there, but it just doesn't work out that way. Because like if I split it to go that way, then we're right back at not having to go up the wall. And this, even if it was a three-way split going there, and here, this isn't at an angle where I can redirect to that. It's like a 20-degree angle. I'm like right on the edge of this. Can I handle blue differently? Maybe. That still gets blue where it needs to go here and there. That's interesting. So blue's getting to both those and there, which got the three-way out of there. Now we're back to 8 out of 9. And I found a better place for that switch to happen that I tried a moment ago. I tried switching with that spot, but back there actually works better. Now it becomes, can I get this red to go there in any way? Maybe. Doesn't even line up with that. I'm not even really sure if I want it to, but it doesn't. Yeah, all of that is fine on its own. It's all got its own red source. Like, I can't catch it. There's nothing there. Firing you into that just is where the red was already going. If I do this, I can rotate this guy. That gives me, that still keeps everything solved while giving me a slightly different angle that still doesn't help me, but it's like that gets it there, but it doesn't help me because it just unsolves the other stuff. I already have a prism set up there. It has to point that way because red has to go up that wall. And it has to be a prism because blue goes through there. Is that actually doing anything? It's not actually doing anything. That prism's just sitting there. It's just reconfirming the direction those beams are already going in right now. That allows me to split these earlier if I want to, but I don't have a use for that, I don't think. Ah. I'm gonna revert again. Change I made back here is probably still good. It's just a matter of where do I go from there after that? Like, I can make that my new save. We can just override it or whatever. But it still currently feels like a dead end. I find this genre unusually difficult to find what I'm missing, or like where I'm going wrong. How am I going to pull this off? All right, so at this point I'm thinking that this needs to go here. Because I have this wasted strand, which I can't redirect the way I want it to go. So I would try to make the red go there, there, and there as my 3 dead ends. Which, I guess we'll see how this goes. Can I redirect this back to here? Something's not solved. Oh, you're not going there. We're closer. Wait, can that just come right back? That doesn't actually help. Something has happened. Okay, so you're now solved, but now red's not getting up the wall. Got it. Got it. There we go. This is a mess. This is a mess to look at. Okay. So I needed to move the 3-way split 1 to the over. So it was the correct change to figure out how to get the 3-way split out of the blue system. Because that was unnecessary. And I was right the first time I thought that it was unnecessary. And we ultimately get to get it out of here. Although... no, it's still necessary here. For a second there I thought, like, well, that's redundant, so why do I need a 3-way split here? But it is going through to there and then back to here, because this one goes in a straight line up the wall. There we go. There we go. Yeah, I think this subgenre of puzzle games is one of my weak spots. In particular. It's, and to some extent, I think it's kind of like sometimes you can reverse engineer the solution from where the stuff's supposed to go, but other times it definitely feels like it's about considering every possible combination as fast as possible, or at least not necessarily. You could just sit here for hours, I guess, but you know what I mean. If you're thinking about how fast you solve a puzzle, then it's just kind of considering tons of combinations. This time we have 10. Oh yeah, we're immediately on the other side. So those 3 beams went through the sky, came down the wall, and are all here now. Excuse me? Okay, I see. There are cross streams. Okay. So red has to somehow get there, which is by going up that wall or that wall. Meanwhile, a beam that is both green and red has to go up this other wall. Oh, red can't go up that wall. There's no mirror up there. It has to be this one. And these are both yellows, but this green's already done, so that just is while I'm getting red to solve that thing, I'm going to end up solving 3 things simultaneously, while also solving that one. Okay. So basically, red's just going to solve a ton of things at once. Which seems to be just a matter of doing this. Like, there's the purple, there's the yellow, there's the yellow. I think that's why they set up that side mirror. Okay. But can I split it somewhere? Yes. There we go. Because I'm gonna also want. Oh yeah, there's no mirrors on this wall, so that one has to come from that side. Okay, so now I need blue to go up this wall. I'm sorry, green to go up that wall to finish that puzzle. Which it just goes right over here, so we good? Oh right, this is the wrong wall. This doesn't line up at all. That's not diagonal, so that doesn't line up either. So that's one thing, but what about here? Green, blue, green, red, green, red. So no, we want green to start sooner. Back here. I love the infinite range on this stuff. Having to walk up to these things would just be annoying. But of course this game has wall puzzles, so it was clearly mandatory. Okay. So you'll be solved once red gets to you. You need blue. You need everything. So clearly something has to split at some point. I got a prism though to work with, so we'll see. But everything on the ceiling's solved. Yeah. So now we're down to the floor. Everything has been that stuff has to happen, and that's really restrictive in its design. The layout here is really specific, so I don't really see this solution changing. It's just the way the beams get there might change a bit as I figure out how to make them go the right paths. So green in particular has to somehow go there. Somehow? Maybe from back here. I'm thinking this back route. Because over here, there's a straight line here that needs green. Because that needs everything, it's the prism. But this direction over here, there's just nothing. And it has to be a split because green ultimately goes up the wall, right? Did it? Yeah, it was supposed to. Oh, right, it didn't rotate either. There we go. It wasn't rotated the right way. Yeah, so it has to be split because it does have to go up the wall. And there's nothing over here, so I can't redirect the green beam over here and like shoot it this way to begin with. No, it pretty much has to be split no matter what, because that also requires green. Yeah, it's a mess. Okay, so you need blue, you need blue, you need blue. Blue has to get around. Sorry, you need red. Blue, red, blue, red. Eh. You also need red. Oh no. Okay, so we have a problem. And the problem is that red never leaves the walls, and the one time it does, it goes across the floor here, and there's no panels on the entire floor to interrupt it. Great, thanks. Love ya. Well, you can be a splitter. That's interesting. So that gets red to there. That's one of the places red needs to go to, so that's good. And then also that one. Don't need it. This is diagonal, but doesn't need to be. It doesn't line up. So I can catch red there and potentially send it over to here. The one other place red needs to go. Ah, there's purple and white right there. The question is how am I gonna get red here? I'm thinking prism. Yeah. Blue goes where it needs to go. Red goes where it needs to go. Now I just need to figure out how to make the red come here. Please. 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 I'm out of pieces. Oh no, I have one linear left. Oh, shit. I thought I was out. I looked down there and thought they were all empty. I don't know. I just looked at my inventory and thought, yeah, I have 0 things. And that just wasn't true. Huh. That one was easy. That was kind of relaxing after the last few. It gave me something to work with where I could work backwards from. And maybe they're all intuitive like that and I just can't catch the thread sometimes, but I have no idea.